Hello. Wow, Mimi,
Welcome, everyone.
I was just thinking, hi. But before we begin, I was just thinking of, usually we share stories, and today I just thought of today's concept and conversation. And Mimi, you remember what I was saying that when you want to date someone, you literally, get the words, you send messages, you make phone calls, you cheer each other. There are sometimes they will, when they are dating, you hold phone and you sleep while discussing gisting. You've been there
Someone
now.
standing by the side can literally know that something is wrong, something has changed, something
not,
is
not wrong,
influencing
something
you.
good.
Something
Something wrong.
is happening.
It's just
It's not your
my
usual self. You know
Maybe
that
I think you
something.
did that when you saw your brother trying to check one girl.
Yes, I remember we went for a wedding, our younger brother's wedding.
Yes.
So my younger brother saw a lady, and the way they were gisting, I never seen my younger brother gist that way.
Was excited.
From almost 3 hours. I said, he has found a wife.
And he
lo
was
and behold, some months after that,
9 months later they were
yeah,
married.
yeah,
And that shows us that all this can really, really happen.
yes.
So there's when you see people that are dating, there is what
It's
we
an
call
aura. You can
yes,
see that.
and that aura is
Yeah.
found in a word called pursuit. So
Yes. Welcome to Relationship Clinic. I'm Rich, and this is my wife.
Angel baby girl.
It's powered by Keeping Marriage Alive initiative. Join us, social handles.
Yeah, so don't forget before we introduce the topic properly, don't forget this is Keeping Marriage Alive Initiative. Subscribe. Subscribe. And then we're on other social media handles like Facebook and Instagram, Keeping Marriage Alive. We're on Twitter, Alive KMA. And yes, you can follow us on our own personal handles, Richard Okonkwo, 𝐿𝐺𝐺 on Facebook and LinkedIn. Hope to hear from you. And yes, you can have a direct contact with us. Send us an email via keepingmarriagealive@gmail.com or info@keepingmarriagealive.com, and send us a WhatsApp chat +2347088765212. So welcome to today's topic. We are discussing the
Concept of pursuit
in marriage. So what happens really? You're dating and he calls you every night and you are gisting. You even tell him how the color of your shoe. He likes your hair. You compliment him. You spend 3 hours. Then you get married and the calls stop. What happens?
Yes. The conversation stops too.
And why? What happens?
Well, nobody can say.
And no, not that. I heard that men like the pursuit. So when they get it, they feel that everything is
Women love being pursued.
Of course. So we marry the man that pursues us, only to find out that the man stops the pursuit after marriage.
Because he thinks he's gotten you.
No. So today we want to remind you.
But that can be changed, really.
Exactly.
That should be changed. You should keep pursuing. The real pursuing starts
After
you've
marriage.
gotten your spouse.
Yes, because the truth of the matter is pursuit is the central focus of romance. Romance without pursuit is not it. You can't hit the target if you're not pursuing one another. And that's why God said cleaving, holding on to. What can I do to make sure that you're my priority, that I'm your number one? And this is what we want to share today. So we have key concepts we've talked about. So the pursuit seems to be like an acronym for us. And we don't use it like PRURST, but it's a wholesomeness of what your romance should be like in your daily relationship with one another. So Mimi, the P is what? Press on. You can't say yes I do and stop the chiking. I mean, what do you have to
Yes,
say?
as my wife says, romance and marriage is a 24-hour cycle. You can't say I did very well today, so for 1 week I'm going to chill out and have a holiday. No, every day you press on. There are days you might not even feel like seeing your spouse in reality, but you press on. You do one thing to spark up these flames of romance. Send a text message, call, a talk, compliment. You just press on. You just press on, knowing that this is for life, so to say. I want to make every moment count for both of you.
Some people tell me it's too much hard work, but is there days you don't want to go to work, but you know that without going to work, food won't be on the table. What do you do? You press on.
And the dividends of this one is much more.
Exactly.
Much more. It brings you together. You see each other, and when you do, there's a reciprocation. So it's very important.
For we found a way to press on by maybe kissing each other, saying I love you, calling each other, though we walk nearly with each other,
Yes.
but you know, try to press on, make it a bit more, how do I put it? Romantic by pursuing one another.
Acts of kindness is part of it. So
Oh
just be extra
yes.
kind to
Oh
your spouse.
yes. Oh yes.
Go out of your way, get this, you know, call, do you need this, do you need that? How is your day?
Fine
Like,
dude, fine dude, fine dude.
So it's very important.
Press on with the compliments, press on with the love language, press on with understanding your spouse's temperament, press on. Don't stop the dating and the chiking after the marriage. You should multiply after the marriage.
We know it's not an African tradition, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Romance is a worldwide language. We need to press in and get it happening, you know.
In short, when you said that, and I like what you said, romance is a worldwide language.
Yes.
And I was just thinking, do you know that God is romantic? Check the Songs of Solomon. He really was romantic. When he talks about us as a bride, pursuing his bride, irrespective of our sins. Maybe we should look at
his
it.
masterpiece.
Yes.
You know, a chosen generation.
Yes, so
it's already flattering you. You don't need to be anybody, but God saying He has chosen you.
Oh,
You know?
so the you is understand the person you're pursuing.
Yes.
You can't say, okay, my husband and I, imagine my husband wants to pursue me now and he goes and buys gifts and gifts and gifts. I might be excited, but it won't hit the target.
Yes.
You know?
Yes, that's where love language, knowledge of love language plays an important part.
Exactly.
For instance, if you see someone that likes rice, you can't go and give the person beans and say you're pursuing the person. You're actually running away from the person. You know, so you have to know specific things the person likes and will appreciate as love, and not give the person an overdose
of it. I like that. You know, some people, when people come for counseling and say, what happened? The spark is gone. Especially newly married or newlyweds. What happened? The man is busy trying to get back to work. The woman is trying to adjust to her new person as a married woman. And then they forget that the pursuit should be carried every day, into every day. You know, so, and it begins with, my husband said, the love language and the temperament.
Yes.
Very important. Then the R is respond to things, not to react or flee. Mimi, sorry, he didn't know this was going to play out now, but I wanted to talk to him about it. Mimi, remember when we got married and we have issues, you want to wave it aside and pretend that it will go off. And this is about
no, you know, if you are not fully, in fact, even if you are prepared for the marriage, when things begin to hit you, pressure and pressure, you just say, oh, this pressure is too much. Now let's take a break. And incidentally, when you're going to say that is when crucial things are coming up. You begin to wonder, is this how we're going to live this life? You squash the whole romance with all these adjustments. But you need to make that adjustment.
So when we got married, my husband used to flee from having tough conversations. He felt they will have, that the conversations will be had. What was even your
no, then I said, then send you, come meet me. Don't allow me rest.
So what happened at the end? So how did we get to this
This
place?
things weren't going off. The moment I left them, they were standing there and even growing bigger.
Exactly.
So I said, let's begin to handle one by one. We had a backlog.
Yes.
So you better begin to handle one by one so I get to the present.
Exactly.
And it helped. When we started clearing this, it got me to understand her better, her perspective, and know that my own is not what should just count. We both discuss it and get a common front for the family, what will work.
Exactly.
And you know, it's quite a learning experience.
It's still a learning experience. It's a learning experience. Just let me, and by the time you begin to understand each other, you don't get so offended.
Yes.
So when my husband came in today for this video, he didn't notice. He was quite upset. He had sacrificed. I got home and I wasn't ready. He just looked at me. He weighed reacting or responding. He started to respond by being calm, getting back to work, and coming back for the video. So when we're in pursuit of one another, we must take into cognizance how we respond to the things going on in our life and value each other's opinion.
Yes. At times there are things we want to react to, but in reacting to that thing, we are reacting against our spouse. You can't demarcate them at times. It's thin line. So instead of reacting, why don't you relax and respond to it? Yes, we don't agree on this.
Yes, exactly.
But we must not fight about it.
Yes, exactly.
And even when you're fighting, fight about something, not against the person. Yeah.
Even
in anger, you can just say it anyhow. That person to see from
you're a failure. You're not doing well. No. You failed on this thing.
Failed.
Yes. How do we go about it? You know.
Let's do it again.
You know. So basically,
but when the person doesn't want to do it again. That's where it ends.
So and the S is all about see that it's possible. You can't have whatever you cannot see. And that's the truth. So no. If you cannot see unity, you can't have it.
Actually, when we first got married, I didn't think intimacy was possible. Like, be so close, you know everything. When you come to close, I say, I enter my space. Give me a break. But later I knew that's the only way we could bond. Especially she loved intimacy like anything.
Yeah,
Being close. I said, what's this one now? What's happening? And we're all 5 boys in our family, so I didn't know how to really respond to a woman. Sure, when they're coming close, I said, "They're entering my space." But I later got to know that that's the only way to build, one of the closest ways to build intimacy. When the person loves this, give benefit of that. Allow the person come in. It's not going to choke you.
When we go married,
I
told my husband, before I sleep, I like being cuddled. My mama said, "What? You must be kidding." But what do you want to say?
Alex, only me on the bed. So you can imagine. So I can turn and turn and turn.
So years have gone by. Can I surprise you? If my husband comes to bed and says, "Dearest, come, let me carry you," and I say no, he knows I'm angry. So we've come a long way from the man that shouted "what" to knowing that a sign of my
all
anger
things are possible, really, but you need to really see it.
Yes.
So I can begin to walk towards it.
Exactly.
So I can even allow it to come to play,
So what are you seeing? If you see what everybody's saying that your marriage can't work, my dear, it won't work. So the first thing you need to do before you apply any of this is to see that it's possible. So remember that I was talking about the PURS. So we go to the next U, which is still simply understanding. But it's now you, the spouse, opening up for your spouse to see you.
Understand you.
Yeah. Because when my husband was pushing me away, I didn't get why he was pushing me away. I felt that he didn't like me, he didn't love me, my self-confidence was broken. Till he understood that he needed to even open up why. So I began to understand that he just didn't know how to love me that way.
Yeah.
So I began to understand his family pattern, where he came from. And you give me an opportunity not to be angry when he acted the way he was acting. What do you have to say?
Yes, that's crucial. That's very crucial. Because if you don't understand that root, don't understand the foundation, you just think the person hates you. And that's a gap there. And if never replaced you understand it and now walk around it. Even help the person to grow in responding well.
And I, coming from a family that was emotionally starved because my parents didn't really know how to express love, especially. I cherish love. My children can tell that maybe I give overdose. They wish I could reduce some of the love I pour. But because I missed it as a child growing up, I really, really appreciate having that in my life. So will you be open to your spouse for them to understand why you react that way, so that they can navigate through those things together, not judge you from that perspective? We've done it. We are friends now.
You can do it too.
Yes. So when my husband came in this afternoon frowning, I understood that I've broken some boundaries. But because he's open and I'm open, it didn't lead to a warfare. He learned to us, okay, give each other space for a few minutes before you take this video. And we did, and we're here. So the next one is intimacy. Mimi, over to you. Intimacy. What do you think about it?
Yes, it's crucial. That's the whole aim of the pursuit.
Yes, so.
And at a point after pursuing, I haven't gotten the person and now that means it's genuine pursuit this time. It's not pursuit for a mission. Men like mission. And they hunt and get something. Yes, a mission accomplished. And they want to stay there and by nature, human, we like progress. We like challenges. We like aspiring for new things. But in marriage and relationship, the aspiration is with your spouse, not you want something else. No. You aspire in that concept with your spouse. So you have to be creative. You have to be persistent. You're just spontaneous too. You just tune yourself to want to give, recreate, enjoy yourself.
So one of the things we did was when we found out that intimacy it wasn't given, you have to build on it. One of the things we found out was sex was also a very important crucial part of intimacy. And my husband didn't feel that it was necessary to put effort. So how do I bring him to a place where he valued sex as I did? So do you know what I did? I learned to give him, because men feed with their eyes, women feed with communication. So a woman is attracted to a man who communicates daily to her. A man is attracted to all that's why after all said and done, men fall into temptation with what they see. That's it. Majority of men, 90%.
We are seers.
and we are talkers, and that's why we like talking. So what happened was I began to learn how to create an atmosphere that was welcoming in the bedroom, petals, scented perfumes, music. So by the time we got to a rhythm, the intimacy improved. What are you doing? Intimacy requires you understanding the concept of the man and the woman and the unique concept of the person you're married to.
Yeah.
So if men see, how do you dress? Someone can say, "Angie, yeah, so why are you still looking like this?" If your husband likes you looking good, girl,
But I look good.
and your wife likes looking good. So we're dressing for God and for our spouse.
Yeah.
And so we also speak. If your wife likes communication, I don't like communication. Mimi, what do you have to say?
You get involved in a lot of communication.
So intimacy requires understanding one another and coming together where I feel safe. Intimacy never thrives when there is no safety.
Yes.
I need to be safe. I need to know that you've got my back, I've got your back. Is your relationship drawing towards deeper intimacy? There is never, whatever intimacy you have right now, there is capacity for you to be deeper than this.
Yes, there are levels. You can grow. You can, increase in that level.
Very important. We used to say that we thought we knew each other, but the more we know, there's always room for improvement.
Yes, and there's no vacuum. You say, I'm not doing that. We are still, no, you're already going back without knowing it.
Oh, before we continue and share the last few, remember, have you commented? Have you subscribed? Don't forget to share this Keepingmarriagealive initiative. Share with your friends. Comment. Let's get to know where you're watching from and what your take home is from this conversation. Don't forget to follow us on our other social media platforms. Keepingmarriagealive on Facebook and Instagram. On Twitter, we are Live KMA. And then you can, of course, chat with us on our WhatsApp official number +234 7088 765212. And yes, you can send us an email, keepingmarriagealive@gmail.com, info@keepingmarriagealive.com, or ngreach@keepingmarriagealive.com. So let's continue, Mimi. We have the T, and that's the end of the pursuit. T, teachable. Mimi, what do you have to say about that?
In line with pursuing your spouse, definitely several things, curveballs will come, but you learn from it. You learn, okay, this person doesn't like this, or he likes this being done this way. You learn some specific things you can't even tell anybody, but it's what you learned along the journey. So you must be open and willing to even try, even if you feel that's okay, so I have to adjust it this way. Failing does not mean you are rejected, or if your spouse does not respond the way you want. Don't give up. Exactly. You must be persistent, you must be teachable, you must learn. It's all a learning experience, truly.
In short, the learning never ends. Because the woman I was a few years ago is no longer the one.
She has changed.
The things I could tolerate, I can't tolerate them anymore.
Exactly.
Maybe you have changed too. But I think men don't change as much as women. We change, and as we grow younger, our hormones seems to also play parts, and also we change. And being teachable to say, the spouse I know is still here, but I need to also unlearn some things, relearn some things, will help your marriage in this pursuit.
And the key to that being teachable is being sensitive. Both, they can teach you by speaking to you, they can teach you by the way they responded to what you did. So you must be sensitive. It's not everything they will tell you. That's when you see, just as she saw me when I came in, she learned that as okay, this. Me too, I adjusted myself, okay, I'll come back. You learn by just being sensitive and being kind towards the person. Knowing that this person is not against you to start with. So that's out of the question. So it's just, why didn't we click this one? So what didn't happen? You learn. So you must be teachable, you must be open-minded about things.
Yes, exactly. I wanted to also add this in line what we are discussing right now as we begin to round up. You see, for women, and I'm speaking to the women directly right now, you say, if he loves me, he should know me. He didn't work in my house, so my husband had to ask me directly, what is it that you like? And I made it plain.
Yeah, so that I won't keep failing and making mistakes. Yes,
and,
have you tried to surprise someone and you surprised yourself? I'm wondering what happened.
In short, my husband did something recently. I usually don't wear kaftan in the house. So this particular day, a few days ago, I just wore kaftan all through, and my husband said something. He said, dearest, I really don't like your kaftan. I realized that as much as I'm buying things, good gowns and all, I need to be, my husband likes me looking young and sharp. So even in your dressing, you need to know that, before my husband didn't mind, but I realized that he's now tailored to a particular kind of my dressing, and I need to be careful how I represent myself in front of him. So the yesterday husband didn't mind how careless I was. Now my husband expects a level.
And vice versa, things like that, vice versa. It's not, they're not criticizing you, so to say, but they're trying to correct you so that you be in line, and so that everybody have an enjoyable experience about the whole thing. So that comes to teachability. You open your mind and learn what they're trying to pass across.
You know, the Bible says, I think it's in Genesis 2, I think 24 or so, 20, between 22 and 24, it says, cleaving. Cleaving is another word for pursuit. The day you stop pursuing, the day your romance begins to die, and the day your love bank begins to dwindle. So we're asking you not to be ashamed. Pursue your spouse unashamedly.
Yes. You don't have another spouse, or do you?
No.
If you don't, then pursue your spouse.
Water the garden.
Yes.
Enjoy the sex,
Keep
laughter.
the flames of romance aflame.
Yes. So my husband is romantic. Sometimes he'll buy a perfume and write something in the perfume cover. So each day I open the cover, I read those words, and they keep that love burning. I try to do same. I try to do certain things. Find ways to just shower.
You know the truth about this is little effort, daily effort.
Yes.
Counts.
So maybe any last words for those watching as they begin to.
You don't have a choice. I think the missing factor in most marriages is the element of pursuit. Most of us don't understand it, but thank God you have the understanding now.
Now, yes.
Beyond the understanding, begin to put effort, no matter how little. That recharge card,
Yes,
that
sir.
note, that
Yes,
text
sir.
message,
That compliment.
that chatting. Begin to put effort. You have all the whole opportunity in your hands.
Your spouse wants to go somewhere.
Yes.
Just drive them.
Yes.
Just
Be there
stand
with your
there,
spouse
yes,
for that
yes,
moment.
Yes.
You know, it takes effort. Yes, it must take effort. Everything good takes effort. So put that effort. But rewards, you can't imagine what the rewards will be.
Yes, so I agree with my husband. I want to remind you that marriage is a 24-hour cycle. Whatever you did yesterday is important, but what counts is what you do today. So I hope you go forth pursuing one another, loving one another to the glory of God and to the good of mankind in Jesus' name. Amen. Bye.